Hello and namaste and welcome to week 2 of Yoga for Baby Loss with Ellie's Gift Project. It is an honour to be here with you and teach you through this very sensitive time. Just so in case you're new and you didn't come to practice last week, I'm also a mother I had 2 miscarriages on my own journey. So just that you know that I am also a bereaved mother. I'm with you on this path and this journey and the many twists and turns that it is on. You go on. This week's practice, we're going to be focusing on centering and grounding. So the practice will be very much about learning to ground our mind back into our body and feeling more connected to ourselves and the earth as well, just to help those. Sometimes it's good when we're more grounded within ourselves to help with those deeper, stronger emotions. So we'll go through some very simple mindfulness practice to help bring you back into the moment. And the practice itself is a hatha-based practice, but it's going to be focused on working with an energy within the body that in yoga we called apana vayu. So it's all about grounding the mind stuff, the mind energy back into the body. So we do that through a lot of forward folds and sometimes twists as well. So there will be 1 or 2 little twists in there, but it is going to have quite a few forward folds. So just with forward folds, they can affect blood pressure, so just being mindful of that. If you're feeling uncomfortable or dizzy at any time, just come back to laying completely down, allow your blood pressure to come back to balance. Any spinal disc injuries as well, being really mindful to modify and don't go as deep into your forward folds. And as always, I will give different variations as well. So let us begin. So we are going to start in a very, very simple way. So just before we come to laying down, just going to start with a simple moment to honour ourselves and our journey that we have been on. And if it resonates with you today, you can also dedicate your practice to someone, your baby, or to someone that's maybe supported you on this journey. And just taking those first few moments to just tune in with both hands to connect it together at heart center in Anjali Mudra. Maybe just pausing, bowing the head down, either the eyes closed or just dropping the gaze towards the ground. And just taking that inward moment to pause, dedicate, even set an intention if that feels comfortable for you. My intention today is to offer this practice to help ground you, to help keep your system calm, to help you reconnect back to your center. So when you are ready, if you haven't already as well, just grab some cushions, have them close by. We'll probably need them at a few different points in the practice. So coming all the way onto your back. And have the knees bent here. And then placing one hand on the belly, the lower belly, the womb area, and one hand on the heart. And just have a little wriggle around, just allow the body to settle into the earth here. Feel the feet onto the ground, onto the mat. Feel the glutes on the ground. The back of the body, the spine, the back of the shoulder blades, back of the arms into the earth below, and the back of the head. And just see if you can begin to melt those points, just really surrendering your full body weight to the earth below. Notice where your shoulders are, and if they're scrunched up towards the ears, just see if you can hook them back under the body a little bit.
And either closing the eyes or just allowing the gaze to soften. And then just start to tune into your breathing here. Feel the body breathing. The weight of your body being held by the earth below you. And feel the front of your body where your hands are, gently rising and falling as the breath arrives into the body and leaves the body. Just become aware of that gentle flow of breath coming into the body expands and opens to receive the breath. You might even notice in the back of the body that the earth comes up to hug the spaces in your back. And on the exhale, feel a sense of grounding, letting go, maybe even a sense of feeling a little bit heavier with the exhale. I'm just going to do about 10 breaths here, just really settling into ourselves, allowing our energies to become still and calm. Maybe you had quite a busy time over the bank holiday weekend. Just allowing yourself to fully arrive back into your body. Just feel that gentle rise and fall of the belly and the heart space as you breathe in and out. Final breath here. Make this a really long, extended exhale. Completely empty the lungs. And just allow your breathing to settle back into its own natural rhythm. And then we're going to guide the knees in towards the chest, hook them in, release the lower back, the spine. We'll take some gentle rocks from side to side. Lovely. And then placing the feet back on the ground. Have the feet in line with the knees, in line with the hips, so they're all tracking in the same line. Palms of the hands down on the ground, hug the shoulder blades under. Chin slightly in towards the chest. We're going to take a couple of bridges here, just quite gentle to begin. So inhaling, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, lower the spine back down to the ground, feeling nice and slow, going through the vertebrae one at a time. Tailbone last to touch. And when the inhale arrives, inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lowers from the upper back, mid back, tailbone. Last one, inhale, lift the hips. Exhaling. Gently bring the knees back into the chest, gently. Place the feet back down. Take the right foot up towards the ceiling. And you can keep the hands either on the body or on the earth, whichever feels better. If you need to have a bend in your knee here, then do. Your back of your hamstrings are quite tight. We're just going to take some big circles with the feet. So imagine you're drawing a circle onto the ceiling with your toe, opening up the ankle joint, and then reversing those circles. Lovely. And then take that foot over to the left knee, and then walk. Gently guide that knee away from you. And then we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to take one hand through the space inside of the right leg. Left hand comes around the back of the left thigh. And if it's available, you can either take it on the back of the left shin. So we've got a nice deep stretch into our hip here. So we're just going to pause and hold this. Just notice what sensations are arising in the body. To be present with what is happening in the body. Just nice, slow, deep breaths here. Lovely, and then gently lower that foot down and cross the leg. And we'll just windshield wiper before we do the other side, the knees from side to side. Feet roll onto the outside edges. Lovely. And the same on the second side, left leg goes up towards the ceiling. I'm going to take some nice little ankle rolls. Either the leg straight or if you need the leg bent. And then reversing those circles. Lovely. Taking that ankle, that foot over to the right knee, and then just moving that knee away from you as far as it can comfortably go. And then we're going to bring that right leg in towards our chest. We're going to take hold of the back of the thigh, of the shin. Lovely. Just holding here. So just feeling into that first edge of that stretch. We're not going too deep here. We just want to start to release through those hips. A couple of nice, slow, deep breaths here. Lovely, release that leg down, foot down. And just walk the feet as wide as the mat, arms a little away from the body, windshield wiper here. Lovely, and we're going to come into some active twisting here, working with our breath and the body. So bring the shins up to the ceiling. So we want a nice right angle. And we want to squeeze the thighs in towards one another. And when you do that, you feel a sense of sort of grounding through the core, the lower belly. Lower belly, you might feel the back ground into the earth. So we're looking for that groundedness. We want to stay connected to our center here. Take the arms out into a T position, arms away. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the knees halfway over to the right. So we're starting to activate the core, our center. Inhaling, exhale over to the left. Just halfway, so really challenge the core for a moment. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the right, halfway. Head stays at center with these twists. Inhaling center. Exhale halfway over to the left. Inhale center. This time we're going to exhale the knees all the way over to the right. Turn the gaze to the left. Soften the body here, soften the belly. And then just like we did in the beginning, we don't need to place a hand there this time. I just want you to tune into some gentle belly breathing here. Just feeling the breath arrive into the belly, feel the belly rise. When you exhale, the belly draws back to the spine slightly. And just tune into that connection. The belly rising and falling as the breath arrives into the body and leaves. Just a couple more breaths here. Don't worry if the knees don't go over to the ground. If you have your cushions available, you can also use the cushions to support your knees there. Lovely. So we're going to bring the head back to center. So squeezing the thighs in together, we're going to bring the knees back up to center. Pause at center, inhale here. And exhale, lower the knees over to the left. And then turn the gaze over to the right. Allow the body to soften here into the shape, into this twist. And again, just tuning into about 5 belly breaths here. Just feel the body relaxing with each exhale. Gently bring the head back to center, knees back to center, and we'll just bring the knees in towards the chest, release the spine. Have both hands on top of the knees, and we can take some circles with the knees in opposite directions, away from one another. Making big circles with the knees. Feeling the lower back, the sacrum grounding down into the earth below. And reversing those circles. Lovely. So we're going to come up to all fours. So if you know there's no issues going on with your spine, you're more than welcome to rock up through the spine, or you can just roll off to one side, use your hands, push yourself up to seated, and then come over onto all fours here. So bringing the hands under the shoulders, the knees under the hips, gazes down. I'm going to take some cat-cow here. So inhale, lift the heart, head, tailbone. And exhale, pull the chin into the chest, belly button to spine, tailbone tucks under. So you want to feel a real arch through the back here. You want to feel almost like the shoulder blades start to separate slightly as you're lifting up through that heart space. And reverse that wave through the spine, inhaling, coming into our cow stretch here. Lift the tailbone on this one, so the dip is more in the lower back here. Exhale, chin to chest, round through the back. So really allow to start your breath to guide this movement. On the inhale, then the movement begins. When the exhale, arise, then the movement follows. And the movement connected to the breathing and contained within the breath. So the breath is actually moving the body. Just a couple more of these. Lovely, and then make your way back to a neutral spine here. So we're going to take the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, we're going to wrap that hand under the body. So it's almost like you're giving yourself a bit of a hug, wrap it under. Inhale, back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, wrap it under the body. Inhale. This time we're going to take it all the way under the body. So the arm is going to thread under the left arm. You're going to come down onto the top of the shoulder and turn the gaze away. So your gaze is looking at the hand. And stay here for a couple of breaths. Really nice one for opening up the back of the shoulder space. Lovely. Press into the left hand. Come back onto all fours. I want to take a gentle movement here just to release that side. Lovely. And then same on the second side. So I'm just going to come faceways on so you can see what I'm doing. The left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hug you under the body. You almost wrap that hand around the body so you can feel that connection with the hand and the body. Last one. Lovely. So this time we're going to come down onto the top of that shoulder. So thread it under the body. So it's under the arm, down onto the top of that shoulder. And then just stay here for a couple of breaths. Lovely. Press into that right hand. Come back to all fours. And take your cat-cow. Lovely. So we'll take some big circles here through the body. And reversing those circles. Making your way back to center. So you're going to step the right leg to the outside of the right hand. And then we're going to slowly take a bit of a forward fold here. So we're going to straighten that leg and fold just over it. Inhale, come forward into a bit more of a low lunge. Walk that foot a little bit more forward if you want to go a bit deeper in your low lunge. So inhale here. Raise and look up, and the exhale we're going to fold forward. Straighten that right leg. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, fold. And this is our third one, so we're going to stay here, pause for a moment in this simple forward fold. And have a bend in the knee here, so we're not over stretching the back of the hamstrings. We just want to gently meet the body where it's at. And maybe take it a little bit deeper into your edge. A couple more breaths here. Inhale, come back to all fours. Take that right leg behind you, and the left leg comes to the outside of the left hand. Lovely. So maybe walk that foot a little bit more forward so you come into a bit more of a deeper low lunge here. We're going to inhale here. Exhale, move the body weight, the hips go back as you come into a simple forward fold. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, fold. Two more. And this one we're going to hold. We're going to stay in forward fold for a few moments. Inhale to come out. Take that left leg back behind you. Take the knees as wide as the mat. Toes come together, hips come back towards the heels. Stretch the arms forward. Come into a child's pose. Forehead onto the mat here. And then just allow yourself to just settle. If your forehead doesn't quite meet the mat, you can use your pillows. That feels better. It's whatever's the most supportive for you. So you can surrender and let go. Inhale, lift the head, and slowly walk the hands all the way over to the right. And exhale, lower the head once again towards the ground. Take a few breaths here. So opening up through the side body. Mentally lift the head first and then walk the hands back to center. Just pause at center, and then we're going to walk the hands over to the left. Lower the gaze down to the ground. A few breaths here. Inhale, lift the head. Slowly walk yourself back to center. Walk the hands back towards you. And we're going to come into a downward dog. So come back onto all fours, tuck the toes under. We're going to come into our first downward dog. So it's quite a strong grounding pose here. So both hands and feet are connected with the earth below. We want the sit bones lifting up towards the ceiling. Make sure the feet are hip distance apart. The hands are about shoulder distance apart, but if the shoulders are tight, you might need to take them wider. So the key here is always finding what's comfortable for your body. So there's no pinching, no hurting, no pain. The poses should have a sense of ease in them. And we'll slowly walk our downward dog out. So press down deeply through one heel while you lift up through the other. And just pedal the feet back and forth. Gently walk the feet towards the hands. And then have the feet about hip distance apart here. We'll take a hold of the elbows. Have a good bend into the knees. And a little gentle sway from side to side. Lovely. Relax the hands down to the ground, so making them really heavy. And slowly start to roll up through the spine. Nice and slow, stacking one vertebra at a time. Coming all the way up to standing. The head is the last lift. Might feel a bit of a blood pressure shift, so just feel your feet on the ground. Maybe just offer your gaze around the room, just to re-ground yourself back into your body. Lovely. So we're going to come through just a few more forward folds here. So we're going to take the feet hip distance apart here and step the right foot back behind you. And you want both feet facing forward, but your back foot might be a bit more of an angle. And you want to make sure the feet are at least hip distance apart. So you want to feel steady and stable here. So we don't want you wobbling, nice and stable. If there's a bit of a pinch in the back knee, then turn the toes out towards the kneecap. Roll the shoulders back and down here. So we're going to come in and out of warrior one. So we're going to come into warrior one, so bend the front leg. So this is called Virabhadrasana 1. And the warrior pose is very grounding for us in our body. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring the hands into goal post arms. So we straighten that front leg. Lovely. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale as the arms come back. So I'm going to do this forward on so you can see. So inhale, raise the arms. So we're in our warrior one pose here. Gaze and look up towards the thumbs. Exhale, straighten the arm. So straighten the leg as the arms come into the goalpost. Inhale. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. And taking the hands behind you, interlace the fingertips behind the body. And then we're going to exhale, fold over that forward leg. Take a good bend in that knee. As you come down, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Lovely, and inhale. Slowly come back up to standing. Relax the hands onto the hips. Bring both feet forward. Just take a moment to pause here. And then when you're ready, left leg goes back now. So we're going to come into, check your feet, hip distance apart, both feet facing forward or the back foot is in an angle. Straighten that front leg to begin. We're going to come into warrior one, so bend the right leg knee. So now the knee is above the heel of the foot. Lovely, reach the arms up and gaze and look up towards the thumbs. On the exhale, come into goalpost arms or cactus arms as you straighten that leg. So it's a very simple movement. Inhale, arms come up towards the sky. Exhale, straighten the leg, arms come into goalpost. Just connecting that movement with the breath. And exhale. Lovely. This time, I'm going to take a forward fold to straighten that front leg. Interlace the fingertips behind you, so roll the shoulders back and down to the front of the chest is nice and open. Inhale here. And exhale, fold over the leg. So have a little micro bend on that front knee as you fold over the leg. The gaze comes to the back foot. Couple of breaths here. Making sure you've got a bend in that front leg. It's quite a deep forward fold, this one, and then you can take the arms back behind you if that feels available in the shoulders. Lovely, and inhale, slowly come back up. And standing. Step both feet together, relax the hands. Just allow a pause. Just notice any energy shifting in the body. Hopefully feeling a little bit more energy grounding down into the earth below. Okay, so we're going to take one more forward fold here before we come back to the ground. So take the feet nice and wide along the length of your mat and come as wide as you can comfortably go. And you want both feet facing the front edge of the mat, the long edge. You want the edge of your feet parallel with the edges of the mat. Roll the shoulders back and down. You're going to keep the hands on the hips here. You almost want to feel like your elbows, not forcefully bringing them together, but you want to guide them a little bit more towards elbows pointing back behind you. Inhale here into the chest. And exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. So keep that length in the back, lead with the heart. Crown of the head moving down to the ground, nice and slow and steady. You can bend your knees as much as you need to come into this pose. Crown of the head moves to the ground. And stay here for about 3 breaths. And inhale, slowly come back to standing. Step the feet together. And just feel the earth below you. And feet grounding into the earth. Into mountain pose, so hands come either side of the body. Fingertips spread nice and wide, strong through the legs. You want to feel the thighs engaged and lifting here. And gaze is forward.
Lovely. So we're going to take a little bit of a half sun salutation to just come down to our belly. So inhaling, raise the arms, gaze and look up towards the hands. On the exhale, bring the hands together as you fold over the legs. So gently coming down, nice deep bend in the knees as you come down, forward fold. Bring the hands onto the shins. Inhale, come into half lift, Uttanasana, so straight legs here. Gaze is down to the ground. Inhale. Exhale, fold deeply. Relax the hands down. Fold the belly over the thighs. Lovely. And then lift the head. We're going to plant the hands, walk the feet back. Onto knees, onto the toes. Float the body down to the earth. So we're going to come into cobra. So we're just going to pause for a moment. So take the elbows nice and wide, crocodile pose. Forehead to the hands. You want the feet hip distance apart here, if not a little bit wider. And you just have a little rock of the hips. Feel the belly into the ground, into the earth below. Placing the forehead down onto the mat, onto the hands, sorry. And just feel that shift in energy, feeling the front of your body connecting with the earth's energy, just feeling yourself held and supported by the earth below, the coolness of the ground, maybe even noticing your heart beating. Lovely. So we're going to come into cobra. So we're just going to do a nice little baby cobra, just offer a little gentle back bend for the body. So I'm going to take this a bit more traditionally. So imagine, like a cobra has its big cobra head, doesn't it? So we're going to actually take the elbows nice and wide, fingertips spread on the mat. And rather than, it's quite tempting with this, you want to do a push-up. But we really want to use the back muscles here. So feet hip distance apart, ground down through the tops of the feet, the thighs. And then using the back muscles, peel yourself off the mat, even if it's just an inch. It doesn't have to be much. Maybe the elbows lift, maybe they stay down. There's no right, no wrong here, but with this one, we just want to make sure we're not gathering too much tension in the upper back. If we are, just come back down a little bit. So we're just wanting to use those back extensor muscles, just creating strength through the back of the body. And we don't want to lift our neck back too much. So we want to keep the back of the neck nice and open so we don't block off any bigger arteries here. I'm just going to hold for a few breaths. Just tuning back into the breathing. Notice with each inhale, the body naturally rises and lifts a little bit deeper into the pose. And with each exhale, just see if you can hold the pose at height that you gathered with the inhale. So we're not forcefully getting deeper, but we're just naturally through the breath coming a little bit deeper. One more breath here. And gently exhale, lower down, elbows wide, forehead to the hands. Bend at the knees, keep the feet up towards the ceiling, and a gentle rock with the feet from side to side. Lovely. And then we're going to press back into a child's pose.
Lovely. Walk the hands back towards you. We're just going to finish here with a couple of final forward folds. So you might need 1 or 2 cushions, depending on how thick the cushions are. So stretching the legs out in front of you to begin. And just rolls of the shoulders. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. And come into Baddha Konasana. So you can either hold the hands around the feet, and then I want you to sit up nice and tall. So the back is nice and straight here. Little bounce of the knees, chin in towards the chest, and just notice as you gently guide the chin in, it just opens up the back of the neck. I'm going to inhale here. And exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward into any space that's available. Not forcing, not pulling. It's quite tempting to pull in these ones, but just going as far as the body is allowing, is opening. Maybe closing the eyes, if that feels available. Great, inhale, slowly come back out. And we take the feet a little bit further away from us, so we've got a bit more of a diamond position here. So still sitting off the edge of your cushion. I'm going to dive the right hand under the right leg, take it through, and the left hand goes under the left leg. And then fold into the space in between. Just feeling that connection with your hands, your feet on the earth, the weight of the body moving down to the ground. And then walk the hands back towards you. Walk to seated. Stretch the legs out. Move your cushion away. And come onto your back. One final forward fold here, Apanasana. So bring in the knees in towards the chest. Take some gentle rocks from side to side here. And we're going to come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So you're more than welcome if you want to put any warmer clothing on. Socks. And then we have the feet as wide as the mat, palms of the hands facing up with the shoulder blades under the body. And you want to have some space in the armpit. So it's very intentional opening of the body onto the ground, palms facing up, maybe a gentle little rock of the head from side to side. Find that sweet spot and just closing the eyes down. Just finally just being able to fully let go. Nothing left to do, just be. Resting, integrating the poses, healing, restoring. Just allow the body to be completely held by the earth below. Let go of all efforts. Allow yourself to become completely effortless. And just slowly bring your awareness back to your breathing. Come back into the body. Maybe wiggle the fingers, the toes, maybe some ankle circles. Even reaching the arms up and overhead with full body stretch. And then when you feel ready, making your way up to a comfortable seated position. Sit up. If you have a bolster, you're more than welcome to use a bolster. Sit up some cushions. Just going to be here for the next few minutes. Our final meditation. So we're just going to finish with a little gentle pranayama practice. We've been gently doing this throughout the practice. We're going to build to more deep, intentional practice of belly breathing. So bringing both hands onto the belly, fingertips touching here. Just gently touching. And we're going to start to breathe into the belly. So there's more intention on the inhale, and the exhale, we just release and let it go. So inhaling, breathe into the belly. So you want the belly to feel like it's blowing up like a balloon. The fingertips should separate if the breath is coming into the deeper chambers of the lungs, which naturally brings the belly outward. Exhale, belly draws back to the spine, fingertips touch. Inhale, belly fills, diaphragmatic breathing. So just keep going like that for a few rounds. This is an excellent practice. So as we're doing this, the diaphragm is literally moving back and forth, up and down our nervous system. The vagus nerve, helping to calm and ground, bringing us into a place of calming, resting, grounding. So this is a really nice practice to do whenever you're just feeling a little bit up in the head, emotions are becoming strong. You can just instantly do this. You can do this before you go to sleep. This is a really lovely practice to do about 10 of these breaths before you go to sleep. And once you've got that breath, you can relax the hands. Now just fully letting go of that practice, just resting in awareness for a moment. Bringing your awareness into the brain. We
begin to imagine you can collect all the thoughts, the mind stuff, the overthinking, the worries, fears. Imagine you can collect all of that into a ball, a marble. And then on the exhale, that marble travels down the spine into the very base of the spine, the tailbone. On the inhale, come back up to the brain and start that process again, collecting all the mind stuff, the busyness. Visualizing it, drawing it into a point. You can either visualize a marble or whatever resonates with you. Screwing up a piece of paper. And on your next exhale, drawing that all the way down to the very base of the spine. And do that once more, inhaling into the brain, collecting all the worries, doubts, anxieties, fears, collecting it all. Into a single point. And on the exhale, that point, that marble, the paper draws down the spine to the very base of the spine. And just resting the awareness at the base of the spine with all that collection. And on your next exhale, see it release into the earth below. Letting it go. Offering it to the earth. It's an amazing recycler and turning it back into some beautiful energy. Releasing it, letting it go. Now completely letting go of that practice, just resting in awareness. Maybe feeling the body, touching the parts of the body that are touching the ground. Notice the light coming in through the eyes. And bring the hands together at heart center. Just rub them together until you feel some heat, some energy. Just visualizing this healing energy and then just placing that anywhere on your body that needs that extra self-care, that self-love, this Reiki healing energy. Just offering that to yourself. Lovely. Just bring the hands together at heart center. Just closing the practice today. With some gratitude for yourself for taking this time to offer yourself this practice, the gift that is to yourself, your healing, your journey that you are. It's an honor to have shared this with you.